And then people for years said it wasn't real and it wasn't true. Well, I mean, I went and got all the documents and I put it in the film. You know, the same thing goes for when I say that it's $8.5 trillion stolen by the foreign banks and that the banker bailout bill was really a takeover bill. I mean, I read the bill. We wrote articles about it. We posted links to it showing that it would give them unlimited secret power, that no one could be told where the money went. And then now it's all public. People say, well, where's the article 8.5 trillion? Well, you just Google 8.5 trillion bailout. And it's San Francisco Chronicle, Associated Press, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. It all comes up. That's why I love the fact that I'm doing PrisonPlanet.tv live for at least 2 hours every day during the Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 4-hour show. Because on that show, I'll say something and I'll go, you know what, guys in the control room? Google that. And on screen, you will see them Google the term I give them, like 8.5 trillion bailout, and boom, they'll post the mainstream articles. I mean, everything I'm saying is true. I was on Man-Cow Muller about a week and a half ago, big syndicated show all over the country. And I brought up the fact that they've put Homeland Security blimps all over the nation and that they're high altitude. They're at about 100,000 feet. They run off solar power. They're unmanned. They've got ground-penetrating radar. They've got biometric cameras that scan the way you walk from above, and then it gives a biometric fingerprint, basically, of who you are from above, so they can track everywhere you individually go. They've put these blimps all over the United States. And I had MSNBC, I had Reuters, I had hundreds of articles. Just Google Homeland Security blimp. And the host just said, nope, it's not true. And then I'm crazy. It's funny. All of this is funny to people. Folks, it isn't funny. None of this is a joke. This is all real. I mean, I got the guys in here, Jaron and Paul run the show. Guys, I mean, everything I'm talking about, I got articles right here, don't I? Huh? They're right here. And then, you know, a week from now, somebody may ask me, well, where's your proof that Obama's new Treasury Secretary he's nominated didn't pay taxes? Well, I mean, it's not my job to go out and find the exact article and then hand deliver it to everybody's house, millions of you listening all over the country and the world. Here's the proof. It's your job to go find out if what I'm saying is true. I remember I learned 8 years ago they were using the military satellites to spy on the American people. It was in government documents. Now it's all over the news. People still live in denial. Denying something doesn't make it not true. And I'm not saying the listener was doing that. But you've got to spend a little time and little energy, you know, even though it hurts me financially and hurts the work I do. All of my films, all 21 of my films, the 20 films I've made, I guess it's 22 films, and then 20 films I've made and the 2 I've produced. All 22 are available for free on the web. YouTube, Google, Blip TV, 100 other, 200, 300. I mean, who knows? It's everywhere. It's all free. Hundreds and 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 hundreds of sites. It's all free. I fly all over the country and the world. I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars making films, and then people say they can't find them. Google Terror Storm or use some other search engine, and you will see Terror Storm. The history of government-sponsored terrorism. Google Truth Rising. You will find it. Now, if you want to support us, the guy's like, well, I can't pay for that to see your films. If you want to see the films in high quality, and you want to financially support us so we can operate and expand and have more people to make the websites better and have better archives and have better organization, then purchase the DVDs, the films, the books, the materials, not just the films I've made, but the books and videos I carry at Infowars.com on the online video and bookstore shopping cart. That's it. I mean, if I really am a fan of something, I'm sure I could go find Stanley Kubrick films for free on the web, on the BitTorrents, but I don't do it. I own the Stanley Kubrick collection. But I make no attempt to stop my videos. In fact, I've always encouraged you making copies and posting them on the web and getting them out because that's the main mission. But then people tell me they can't find them. That is baloney. That is baloney. You don't need to pay 15 cents a day to have a PrisonPlanet.tv membership and watch the show live at PrisonPlanet.tv. You know, we have to charge something to pay for the bandwidth and high quality. You can watch it when we post it there every day after it's live as an archive. People rip it all over the web. We love it. We link to the rips. We link every day to the rips. Here's all these YouTube and Google channels and places. You know, our videos are number one routinely on Google's top 100. Just number one. Millions a day watching them for free. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. And I'm surprised the public just doesn't say I don't exist or the videos don't exist. I mean, nothing exists. I told you for 13 years they were going to stage terror attacks and put troops on the streets of America, and then when they finally dropped the hammer, the banks were going to devalue the currency, and that the banks were going to create a global crisis and set up a carbon tax, and now it's all happening. I made films over 10 years ago saying this, and now it's all happened. And do I get up here and say, oh, I just strategized all this and I just guessed the future? I didn't guess any of it. You know, when I make a film about the Club of Rome, the globalists, the CFR Trilateral Commission, when I tell you David Rockefeller hailed Mao Zedong killing 60 million people, do I just link to some website that has the quote? No, I sent people, thank God I have some help now, down to the UT library to get the 1976 New York Times op-ed piece written by David Rockefeller where he says it. And let me tell you something else. I videotaped them going through the stacks and putting the microfiche on the spools and rolling it across the lit-up screen and then videotaped it for you. I even showed myself at the UT library getting the article. Still, they say it's not real. Still, they say it's made up. Folks, we're in a lot of trouble. We don't have time to play Ring Around the Rosie anymore. We don't have time to live in denial anymore. I was on a local morning show about 2 years ago when the illegal aliens were having millions of people demonstrate all over the United States, calling for amnesty, basically the North American Union, where anybody who comes here is legal and can get on welfare. I was on the morning show, and I said, Rob Allen and Co., the major Republican strategist firm that even gets Mexican presidents elected, runs their elections, was hired by the White House and paid to have these illegal alien demonstrations. And thank God of the three hosts, one of them was informed on the issue. I'm not saying the others were bad because they weren't informed. Mark Caesar, program director, right here at the station. He goes, yeah, I saw that article a few weeks ago. He's right. It's true. Because, I mean, and I don't blame the other host on some local talk station when I go on their morning show and I say the White House is running through a PR firm with federal money, over $50 million, these fake demonstrations. People didn't believe that. I mean, it was in the Dallas Morning News. But it was buried like it was no big deal, just in a paragraph. Oh, by the way, the White House is paying for all this. By the way, this is paid by Rob Allen and Co. out of Dallas. So, thank God. You know, I go on shows. I do interviews every day. And some of the hosts check out what I say. Some of the hosts don't. And you know how frustrating it is to know my country's being destroyed, that foreign international banking criminals are taking over, that they're going to – you think government's out of control now. This is nothing. The Obama change is to turn it up by 1,000,000 times because Bush couldn't get the job done. And that's why the media is creating this disgusting cult of personality saying he can do no wrong and he's our savior. And the rest of the government has a 9-10% approval rating, but he's got a 70% approval rating because, folks, Hitler, Stalin, Mao, whenever governments hype up somebody and say they're the savior and God, look out. That isn't the American way. That isn't freedom's way. That is dangerous. And they're openly saying forced youth brigades, 1,000,000-man domestic spy force, 1,000,000-person environmental bureaucrat force. Starbucks will give you free coffee if you'll go sign up for the thing. And they say, oh, it's for the homeless, just to introduce the idea. Oh, well, it's for the homeless, and then it's an end for gun confiscation. You're not against the homeless, are you? I'm telling the truth. I've always told the truth. We've been right about everything. We've done an incredible job. We'll be right back.
Now live from Austin, Texas, here's Alex Jones.
The national security police state is about enslaving the American people and ensuring that we do not peacefully rectify the criminal foreign takeover of the government. Tyranny is about interests taking over government and using it to rob the public. It is criminals in control of government. Barack Obama's cabinet, filled with criminals and wannabe criminals and people that have to step down because they're criminals, is nothing. They're just low-level criminals put in place. And I see all these suckers, all these fools on CNN, Fox, all of them, drunk with this reflected glory of Barack Obama, this puppet on this ridiculous train tour with a Biden. All of these people there to sell the suckers on change when the only change they're getting is more regulation, more taxation, more control, more police state. And that's what's so sad, because I know I'm right. I know who controls this administration. I understand the system. And it literally, during the break, during the last 5 minutes when the news was on, I was just in here thinking, how do I reach out to people? How do I convince them? I know our general audience is informed and knows what's going on. But the public, many of them don't. They know George Bush was bad, but they have no idea that it's a bait and switch. So how do we reach out to them? How do we turn this around?